Hello and most welcome to Real Time here on GBC News. This is where we bring you up to speed on happenings in and around the country. We want to start off by trekking straight to looking ahead of the National Farmers Day. And about 70% of the Upper West Region's population is said to be engaged in farming activities. Majority of these farmers are into subsistence farming. As Ghana celebrates farmers and fishers tomorrow, what are some of the issues that should attract the attention of government in addressing their concerns? Our Upper West Regional Correspondent, Swala Abdul-wahab, is standing to engage stakeholders in the agriculture sector for their views. Swala, if you can hear me, how are people in the region preparing for Farmers' Day?
Thank you very much for your time. Indeed, as you indicated in your intro, the people of the Upper West region are preparing feverishly towards the Farmers' Day tomorrow. And many farmers are expecting to receive awards and certificates as well in relation to their contributions towards agriculture. Indeed, Upper West region is one of the regions in the country that has benefited from many of government's interventions in the agriculture sector. One of the interventions is the Planting for Food and Jobs. About 200,000, according to the Department of Agriculture, 200,000 people have benefited from the program since its inception. And through this, the people have been able to make a lot of contribution in terms of food production to the national basket. But there are many, many challenges confronting farmers in the region. And we are going to engage key stakeholders who have been working with farmers in the deprived communities to tell us what are some of the challenges that they have encountered as they interact with the farmers on their farms and at their houses. We're going to engage the Deputy Executive Director of Center for the Indigenous Knowledge and Organizational Development, CIKOD. He's been working in the agriculture sector for almost 2 decades now to tell us what he makes of the celebration of the National Farmers' Day as we wait to witness it tomorrow, and also what are some of the challenges that he has identified with the agriculture sector. Thanks for your time on GBC Live.
Thank you.
Yes, so tomorrow is Farmers' Day. You have been working with farmers for almost 2 decades. But what do you make of the celebration of the Farmers' Day, first of all?
Yeah, so the Farmers' Day, for me, a country that doesn't celebrate its farmers, definitely is not celebrating its heroes. Because for us, farmers constitute the heroes of our country in the sense that they actually feed us, they feed industry, and they feed the population. So the healthier and wealthier a population is a measure of how the investments in the agriculture sector is actually working. And so it's exciting that at least there is a day to think about, have a solid, concrete conversation about agriculture and farmers for that matter, and to see how these conversations can contribute to creating an enabling policy environment that can help us transform our food systems.
But do you see this celebration creating that platform for the needed conversation that you have just talked about?
The National Farmers' Day celebration over the years, for me, even though it has chalked a number of successes by recognizing the hard work of certain individuals in the agriculture sector, can still be improved to make it much more relevant to the needs and context of smallholder farmers, in particular in Ghana. We find out most often that, and it's a fact that in this country that the country is fed by smallholders. Now, what is the role and what are the approaches that the Farmers' Day celebration have taken in the past and currently to ensure that the real smallholders who are struggling with the everyday climate change crisis and making the innovations to still feed this country are prominently featured without looking at, the business model to the whole agriculture sector. And so for me, we need to refine the approach to put power back into the hands of the core and real smallholders who are sweating almost every day to put food on the tables of majority of Ghanaians.
Yeah, so you have worked with farmers for many years. What are some of the challenges that you have identified with the farmers?
The core problem in our agriculture sector, I can put them into, let's say, 3 categories. One is climate change. How do we build climate resilience for farmers? The second is marketing. How do you promote local marketing initiatives that put resources and revenue that ensures that the agricultural value chain is beneficial to the smallholder farmer at the community level? The third thing, I think, is infrastructure, because agricultural infrastructure in this country is so bad that the production is not the problem. Distribution, because at one point in time there's a glut of food in one part of the country and there's scarcity in the other part of the country. So the enabling infrastructure to deal with issues like storage, issues like transportation, that will bring down the prices of food at every point in time to make it affordable to every Ghanaian. These are the 3 critical things that farmers are facing in the agriculture sector that need urgent attention.
The government launched the second phase of the planting for food and jobs. These concerns that you have raised, is the second phase not dealing with these issues?
The second phase of the planting for food and jobs, unfortunately, targets a higher level approach to dealing with the problem rather than tackling it from the base up. For me, the fundamentals have to be that we need to build a power at the smallholder level. Organize farmers, empower farmers, organize them into cooperatives. When the farmers are organized and aware of what they are doing consciously, the market then comes in, the business approaches then comes in. And this is where we now have to bring in the aggregator system. But it's like we are putting the horse before the cart by jumping into putting more power in the hands of businessmen to lead farmers who are unorganized. In such a situation, you will not get the benefits that you would have gotten if you started giving power back to the farmers, mobilizing smallholders into cooperatives, giving them legitimacy and a voice to determine what they want to produce, how they want to sell, how much they want to sell, what they have produced. Then the aggregators can then be properly engaged. But in such a case, I think we are just, again, this is another approach towards exterminating smallholders.
So if you have the opportunity to advise the government in terms of what it should do regarding the implementation of the second phase, what would your advice be?
The advice would be this. First, let's put power back into the hands of the smallholder farmers by building capacities to be able to deal with the key issues that I talked about earlier. How do they manage climate resilience? How do they address the issues of infrastructure at the base to reduce the cost of production for smallholders? And then how do we, again, create enabling marketing opportunities? Then the aggregator system can come in. So the focus should be at the district level, community level, mobilizing farmers, strengthening them, federating them into structures that can engage a middle-level aggregator system to bring out the results that we are looking out for.
What message do you have for farmers as they celebrate them tomorrow?
We again just want to congratulate our farmers and say that the world all over is transitioning to more sustainable approaches to food systems. we are beginning to look at to witness the challenges of an industrial agriculture system that is not saving the world. Let us continue to produce in a safe environment and bring healthy foods to the tables and ensure that we grow a healthy population. That is the role of the farmer. And we say Ayiko to all farmers in Ghana.
Okay, so you've been listening to the Executive Director, Deputy Executive Director of Center for Indigenous Knowledge and Organizational Development, CIKOD, expressing his views about the relevance of the celebration of the National Farmers' Day, and also making suggestions as to how the implementation of the second phase of the Planting for Food and Jobs should be structured to give more power to the smallholder farmers instead of giving much powers to aggregators as it appears to look like now. So the message from the people of Upper West is that they are waiting for the celebration of the Farmers' Day tomorrow to receive their honors and certificates and continue to contribute their quota to the food production of the nation. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you very much, Swala. And then we'll be keeping tabs with you as and when. And so tomorrow we'll also get back to you to see how